My parents called a family meeting. "You owe us for raising you," Dad said, handing me a bill. I thought it was a joke. Then Mom added, "Be grateful we're only charging you this much." So I pulled out my own invoice, and when they saw the total, their faces went pale. I was 23 years old when my parents called a family meeting. No context, no explanation, just a text from my mom saying, "Be home at 7, we need to talk." That alone made my stomach twist, because in my family, a meeting usually meant I had done something wrong without knowing it. I walked into the living room and found them already seated at the table like they were conducting a board review. My dad slid a staple packet across the table toward me. "Sit," he said. "We need to address your outstanding balance." I blinked. "My what?" Dad cleared his throat like he was preparing to give a speech. "You owe us for raising you," he said calmly, as if this was the most normal sentence a parent could say. "Food, housing, clothes, school, everything. And this," he tapped the packet, "is the total." I actually laughed at first because I thought it was a joke. A bad one, but still a joke. But they didn't laugh. Not even a smile. Mom folded her arms. "And you should be grateful we're only charging you this much. We could have added interest. We were more than generous." I opened the packet. It wasn't a simple list. They had itemized everything by year. Diapers, $480. School supplies, $3,200. Electricity usage, $11,400. They even charged me for birthdays, for Christmas, for my own childhood. The total at the bottom felt like a punch to the ribs. I looked at them, honestly waiting for someone to yell, "Gotcha!" But no, they were dead serious. Dad leaned back like he'd won. "You're an adult now. It's time you repay us." Something inside me cracked, not out of anger, but out of this deep, exhausted clarity. For years, they told me I was ungrateful. For years, they reminded me of every sacrifice they made. Fine, if they wanted to treat this like a business transaction, then I'd respond like one. I stood up, walked to my room, grabbed my laptop, and printed out a document I never thought I'd actually use. I had started it years ago as therapy, a list of every time I had financially supported them, covered their emergencies, bailed them out, paid bills they never repaid, and debts I had quietly taken on so the house wouldn't fall apart. I placed my packet on the table. Dad frowned. "What is that?" I said. "My invoice. Since we're doing this professionally." They flipped through it, and at first they seemed confused. Then their faces changed. First irritation, then discomfort, and finally fear. Rent I paid while they claimed I was freeloading, car repairs I covered for Dad, Mom's credit card bill I cleared to stop collectors from calling, groceries I bought for years, utilities I paid when the power was about to be shut off. Line by line, page by page, their expressions drained of color. The final total, their debt to me, was more than double what they were trying to charge me. Mom's hands shook as she set the papers down. This isn't fair," she whispered. "No," I said. "What isn't fair is parents treating their child like a financial mistake." Dad didn't speak. He couldn't. I grabbed my jacket, walked to the door, and said, "I'll consider your invoice paid if you consider mine paid." I left without waiting for an answer. They haven't called another family meeting since.